Okay, family, friends, and Facebook followers, this is Curtis coming to you live from Riverside, where I reside. Okay, what I'm going to show you today is how to take a regular receptacle and turn it into a GFI that's in the bathroom. For some reason, the developers or contractors in these units didn't put GFIs in the bathroom. So I'm going to go ahead and start by doing that. Okay, let me set down my cam. Make sure you guys could see it. Okay, I got wire for a pigtail. Got my screwdriver. Got my cover plate. Many people say, Curtis, why don't you turn off the power? Well, because I do a lot of work where there's a lot of older residents that are on dialysis machines. Or they have home businesses and they don't want to shut down their computers. So after so many years of doing this, I've just learned to work with live power. All right. So what I'm going to do is, they got a lot of wires going on right here. So I'm going to pigtail everything together. And by doing that, I'm going to go ahead and always back off my hots. Take them off, move them out of the way. And the former electrician also didn't leave me very much wire to work with. They only left me about 2 inches out the wall. I like to leave between 6 and 8 inches, something you can grab a hold onto and play with. It's just easier that way. And it makes it easier for the next electrician coming behind you in case of a problem later on down the line. Oh, these guys really didn't do a good job at all. Okay, so I'm going to move my neutrals out of the way. I remove my hots, my neutral, and then my ground. There we go. All right. So now I get my Romex wire. I pull it apart. I remove this paper. And I grab the ground. Move it out of my way. Strip out my pigtails. At least about a 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch. That's going to give me something to grab onto. I'm going to go ahead and start with new. So I'm cutting back what they've already started, and I'm going to join these neutrals together with a wire nut and pigtail it out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut the blacks to my power. All right, so here we go. What I did is I put a nice bend in there, and then I take each wire nut. I take a wire nut, I join all 3 wires, and I tie it off. I get a really good bite, and I twist these neutrals, and I make them a really good connection. So I could go with the 6-inch fold. I push back my wire nut, and now my GFI will fit in there, and I bend over my neutral, and now I have a lot to play with, okay? Next, I'm going to strip back my power, which is my black once again. I'm going to get my other wire, my wire nut, and I'm going to join these together. There we go. Put all 3 together and wire nut them. All right, now we got a really good connection for the GFI. Now, a lot of people like to stop their power. A GFI is a ground fault circuit interrupter. And what happens is when these trip, it stops power from flowing through if there's a problem. What I like to do is have my wire traveling through so nothing else is affected throughout the house or the bathrooms or a dialysis machine or a breathing machine or an office. So by putting your GFI in at each bathroom location, if it ever trips, the GFI will just stop right there and trip where the problem is, and it won't affect anywhere around the house. Okay, now installing the GFI. What we have is a line in and a load out. Line in is bringing in the power. Load out is carrying it to the next device. But we stop the power here, and we don't disturb the flow of the chi. We keep the feng shui moving properly. All right, here we go. So I put in my ground. There we go. Cut back any extra. Put in my neutral. Bam. There we go. Screw that off. Strip this one back. Put it in the hot side. And there we go. Tuck it in, fold the wires back, and now the GFI will sit in there nice and neat. And that's all it is, ladies and gentlemen. If any of you have any questions, or if any of you need any plugs or switches or breakers replaced, if you want to save a lot of money, call me up and I'll be there. There we go. Ooh-wee! I like the flow of the chi. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go ahead and put on my cover plate. And that will wrap it up. Thank you for spending this time with me on Facebook, Instagram, and now TikTok. I also do netting around solar panels on your roof to keep out pigeons. I also paint, do flooring, install doors, floors, and baseboards. All right, guys. Hope to hear from you soon. Baby, baby. Ow! It's all in the shoes.